Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christ169 coming to you with our live stream here. The topic of this live stream is going to be new life on demand, no longer going to stores, or are we? Gamer's life, stuff like that. Really, what I'm looking at this situation here is talking about more or less our lives on demand. What I mean is, it doesn't have to be movies, be games, literature, whatever you want to call it. There's many ways being on demand. Like now, you can read your Bibles on your phone. You can go on your phone here, on my phone. I can go to the Bible app, click on it, and start reading the Bible online, on demand, on my phone. That's what on demand is. Or it's on my time. Um, are we no longer going to the stores? Are we? We're going to the stores, but mostly for stuff like your usual stuff like your wood, your bath supplies. You can order a lot of stuff online, Amazon. But seeing how Amazon right now is cutting 10,000 people and shutting down certain facilities in their warehouses and doing stuff like that, it's pretty damaging for a lot of people. And really, I think that 10,000 people came from the COVID-19. Everybody is home crowd. I don't think Amazon is looking to be dangerous. I don't think they're that damaged like everybody thinks they are. I think what happened was with people will say, "Well, look what happened with Amazon, 10,000 layoffs." Of course, same as Microsoft, Apple. These people hired 10,000 people because people were at home during the COVID lockdowns, and most states just recently got done. Most Democrat states got done with the COVID lockdowns. So that being said, though, what is there to look at this? Are we more on demand or not? I think if you look on demand, are we no longer going to the store? And I don't think the answer is yes or no. I think a lot of people are very customary going online buying stuff on Amazon. I see a lot of vans going around to driving around telling me that Amazon ain't going out of business. Their business is booming. People are freaking out. Oh my god, 10,000 people lost people. 10,000 Amazon employees lost their jobs. Yeah, if you look at at Fox Business, NBN, and MSNBN, MSNBC Business, and Bloomberg. Sorry, I'm a science guy. Sorry, sciences. If you have those channels and watch that stuff, Fox Business and Bloomberg like that, those 10,000 people were let go because they're part of the COVID-19 protocol. Well, they were hired on mostly at home to work at home. And a lot of call center people jobs were sent at home because either to have you know missus at home or the husband at home with the kids because the kids are locked down and still have a viable job. So I don't think a lot of those people were fired out of company. Yes, they closed down a couple of call centers, and they probably moved them to at home jobs, a few of them. But a lot of them were let go because they're part of the COVID-19 protocol. They weren't because they just want to fire people because make all this profit. So I'm thinking that's really what happened. And now we're getting back in the swing of things. Are we no longer going to the store? Are we? I think people are going back to the store because people want to go back to the stores. People want to go to the stores. People want to go out and socialize, and strategize and prioritize, and they want to do all this. They want to because that they want to go out there and do all this stuff. They want to go out there and make it great for them by going out there and doing what they have to do to have a good time. So like casino like Oak Grove Gaming is always busy. They're busy during COVID-19. Yes, they closed down for about 2 months because Kentucky had a real mandate about that, and that's fine. But when they opened up, masks were on, of course, yes, but people were still spending money and having a good time. People wanted to spend the money they got from the government or they saved up because they couldn't go anywhere, the whatever case may be, and they went to casinos. Heck, I went to casino with friends, so I had fun. So it wasn't like anything out of the ordinary. But now we're getting back in the full swing of things. I think the on-demand era is not dead. It's just back on the passenger seat riding shotgun. It's no longer driving like it was during the COVID-19 lockdowns. We want to drive ourselves to the store. We want to go to the movies. That's why I think AMC had an app, not AMC, but um, um, Carmike, we call them Cinema. We call them. They got. Yeah, I think it's AMC has their own app now. It had an app you can buy, download from from your Amazon TV or whatever TV you have or Xbox, and watch movies literally there. Pay a monthly fee and watch brand new movies coming out, and that's why you saw all that stuff. Because movie business, still had to make money. People were going to theaters, so bring the theaters home. And that's not a bad idea. So we saw a lot of changes, a lot of innovations in on-demand videoing, gaming. Uh, Stadia, for prime example, started pre-COVID, but would have been a lot better if they actually released it during the COVID-19 lockdowns, because it would have been a viable space to play games because you couldn't find a PS5 or anything. PC parts were hard to find. Scalpers were running around, and it's very hard to go anywhere because all stores were closed. So you didn't have what you needed. So you had to go wait. Places, things like Stadia would have been a great monumental thing to have at home for your on-demand gaming library, because you couldn't go out to GameStop and buy something. GameStop's closed down for a while, as well. A lot of places closed down, except Walmart. But hell, a lot of places like Walmart and the game department, you couldn't even buy anything in a certain state because they closed those down. The Tire Lube Express, the gameplay, electronic places were closed down. Places that were open were the meat area, the general area, and some stores I've read online had like guardrails, like little taped off rails. You can only go here. Everything else shut down because of that reason. So everybody was moved over to the food area and drink area. So that right there was prime example of a COVID-19. It didn't happen in every state, but it happened in some states were like that, some places were like that, and that's fine. If that's not something that you need to do. But COVID-19, we didn't know much about it. We knew that we know that kids were a lot more or less comfortable with that than our flu. Kids die more of flu than they die of COVID-19. Adults die more of COVID-19 than the flu, so kind of vice versa there, how that works out. But the whole on-demand thing took off. People really didn't understand how to regulate this thing. They didn't know how to. Okay, we're going to do this, and this. And so during COVID-19, people did not understand what they needed to do. They just ran around, and did stuff. People were running to the stores, running mad dash, and it was insane. People lost their minds. They didn't know what to do. People ransacked Walmart, took all the food off the shelves, ran around, told people Armageddon. People just lost their minds. So you did not know what to do, and that's something that needed to be addressed. It wasn't that people didn't care. It's just people didn't understand how to care. And that's something that people just didn't understand. I think looking back now, hindsight 2020, it's kind of funny because we lost our minds. Yes, you can buy Nintendo Switches. Switches are still being sold. And Walmart here in Clarkston, Tennessee, allowed you to buy stuff. But you only buy one meat or buy some bread. And this is really weird. Because I call them the Clarksville Raiders, came out there and raided the whole stores. So now Walmart had to be almost like almost like damn government soup kitchen to regulate what we couldn't buy and how many we can buy of that stuff. So it was really interesting. But going back to on demand though, we saw the rise of on demand movies in our houses. We saw people coming together. We saw a lot of suicides too as well. A lot of young people did not know how to react without being socializing with friends. And a lot of people took their own life. A lot of adults took their own lives. They could not deal with the fact that they were stuck at home because they want to go out there and strategize, sasserize, and talk with friends and hang out, in the gaming and in the casinos or the malls or the clubs. They couldn't do that. So a lot of places were empty, and it was really rough because you did not know what to do. People were outside walking around their front yards, losing their minds in certain states because they didn't know what the hell to do. They didn't have a clue what to do. All they knew was, they couldn't go to school, they couldn't go to church, but they couldn't go anywhere. Sporting events were all that black tarp on top. It was really weird. So everything goes on demand at home. Everything goes at home, and that's what rose the on demand. It rose a lot more gaming stuff. A lot more gaming rigs that got shipped at home. Amazon Prime, stuff like that. People started buying gaming rigs, building games, and building PC parts at home, what they could find. So on demand, took off tremendously, during 2020 because of COVID-19. But now you're seeing a dip now because of all the, of all the coins and all the, restrictions and 10,000 employees being let go of Amazon. Of course, a lot of those people were not, were only hired because, like I said, because of the COVID-19. So they hire extra people to A, give them jobs, but also B, keep up with supply and demand. But now we're no longer in that realm. People are being let go, and you're seeing it right now. See, jobs were everywhere for a while. Now jobs drying up. Companies realize now we don't need to hire 20,000 people to do this job. We can only hire 2,000 people, and that's really what's going on. So I don't think anybody should worry about, yeah, a bank fell out. Well, banks fall out all the time. How many Fortune 500 companies went out of business? How many Fortune 500 companies went out of business during COVID-19? How many small businesses shut down? How many non Fortune 500 companies? How many non Fortune 50 companies went out of business? Small businesses, probably hundreds of thousands of them. I don't see anybody caring for them. So it's really hard to say, well, this is worse or not, because no one really knows what the would have been in 2020 was like, any other year. I guarantee you online sales will probably have been the same. But now the online sales took off. People are usually taking the online sales. Oh, I like the online sales. Black Friday was pretty much nothing. You couldn't go anywhere Black Friday during 2020 without wearing a mask, respirator, and a damn friggin' hazmat suit practically. So it was really rough, and that's when the new consoles came out that people couldn't afford them or find them. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is that yes, you know, the on-demand function of movies and video games and music took off, but it ain't gonna take over the going to the store experience. You go to a Lowe's store or a Walmart store on a Friday or Saturday, it's total chaos. Okay, total chaos. So you know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. So the on-demand feature, yes, it's great to have all home and click on your mouse to buy something, in your socks and slippers, or your slippers in your bathrobe. But people want to go out, especially go buy mulches and trees and stuff like that. So they go out and have an experience. And supply and demand is finally catching up again. We had a big supply problem with a lot of plants and stuff, especially at Lowe's and Home Depot, because of that reason. So the on-demand feature was good, but also bad because you couldn't buy a gigantic tree and ship it from Amazon to your house. And most companies like Lowe's, for example, didn't have a lot of trees for a while there because they couldn't get them, or they couldn't get enough of them to make it more clear. Because a lot of companies were going out of business because they couldn't survive because of the Democratic states or whatever happened, and people quit whatever at home, got the mailbox money, whatever it was, that didn't want to work. So people are home working. It's hard to work in a landscaping business where everybody's at home, and your job is landscaping or taking trees and putting them on a truck and sending them to Lowe's, Home Depot, or wherever the hell they go. So it's really hard for people to grasp that. But their side of it was the gaming rigs, the gaming consoles, the switches, the and Nintendo lights. Things sold like crazy. people were buying Nintendo Switches like crazy just to play something. And Nintendo was happy as hell. Hell, they're sold out of all their Nintendo Switches. And I saw two PS5 sitting over at the when we were up Boulevard, Clarksville, Walmart, just sitting there. No riot breaking out, nothing. People, no, I'm no longer worrying about them anymore. Back 3 years ago, no, been a fist fight breaking out for that. There's been a riot breaking out in the damn electronic area. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is that a lot of people are still kind of nervous about it. I've been reading about that. People still kind of wondering, the effects of the situation, what happened with COVID-19. I think the effects are pretty much over with. I don't think I have to worry about it really as much as we did. Um, my video, guys, my next video is going to be about mostly once again about GameStop. How long do they have left? My next video will be probably about GameStop. I'll probably do it tomorrow or next week or whatever. But really, how long do GameStop really have left? How much gas is in the tank of GameStop? How much time do they really have left? Knowing, what they know, knowing what's going on, and the issues that they created on their own. How long does GameStop have to have time left? How much time do they have left? We'll figure that out, guys, next time. But thank you for being understanding, watching my video. Thank you for watching my live stream. I'm usually a little busier in this, but everybody's probably playing games. Hey, having a good time playing games. Um, Battlefield's a good game. Just be careful with it because had a couple crashes on PC. So whatever. Once again, guys, like, subscribe, and occasionally ring that bell. See you guys later. Peace out.